Hey YouTube, what is up, man? Now today we're doing the first ever rewind video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these, but this is going to be a commentary type video. We're going to just, we're going to be the commentators here. We're going to pretend I'm the commentator. I love boxing and I want to do something like this. It seems like it would be fun. And I figured a good start to this series, celebrating the anniversary of this monumental event, would be a commentary of this fight, KSI versus Logan Paul, the rematch, no headgear, 12-ounce glove or 10-ounce gloves, which was marketed, which is crazy, coming from someone who is very invested in professional boxing now, at least. At the time, I wasn't as much as I am now. But it's crazy to think about how that was such a big deal, how it was being marketed as that. I'm like, it's different. So yeah, we're gonna get into this, man. I figured we could skip ahead a little bit to the actual fight. So I remember this day, man. I was so excited. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of get into a nice little commentating. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. And yeah, here we go. We see a lot of tension between these two. Jack Reese just kind of getting it off, coming back, getting into the corners, man. I get anxious watching this, and I've already seen this fight. I remember watching this live. It was crazy, bro. It was a crazy fight. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting. So yeah, we're just gonna do this little commentation, whatever you want to call it. And here we go, round number 1. Here we go, king of social media. JJ pops out, leads out with that jab, that two jabs in a row there. Another nice jab. Logan Paul threw that counter punch. Didn't do much. His hands are pretty low. Oh yeah, they talked about that drunken fighter almost stance. JJ really came out trying to lead off with that jab, and then he gets really scrappy, going straight into that clinch, which we see Logan use a lot. He uses that clinch a lot. He uses it as a weapon. Nice check hook from Logan trying to defend himself off that jab. That overhand from K. Big punches into those kidneys from Logan, into the body of JJ in the clinch. He's getting his warning. Gotta chill with those punches in the clinch. And then, JJ, something I didn't really notice in this fight when I first watched it, he really popped out that jab, which he understood. Yeah, they're talking about it right now. You just see Logan doing a good amount of body work in those clinches. It's impressive to say the least. Obviously, he's really just holding JJ's head down. It's not the cleanest boxing you'll ever see. I'm surprised Jack Reese didn't do too much about it. Obviously, he separated him, told Logan not to do that, but and that nice jab from Logan, another nice check hook off that jab. He was doing a good job of really just trying to throw those counter punches. Logan Paul was, at least in this first round. Yeah, we see we just see they're really just feeling each other out. That crazy right hand from JJ, it's so scrappy, but you'll love to see it. JJ's got heart. He might not be the most traditional, well-rounded boxer, but he's got heart, and that overhand right, if it connects, it will do damage, as much as the hardcore fans like myself might criticize it. Yes, it's terrible technique, but, I'm a fan of KSI, so I might be a little biased, but it's interesting to see. And, we're just going to see that jab being popped out. These two really did a good job of popping out the jab, and then we just saw these big, heavy right hands thrown from JJ, which were reckless to say the least. He wasn't really defending his face. It's not even a cross. It's an interesting punch to say the least. He's not defending his head with that left hand when he's throwing that either. He's getting pretty reckless there. So we just see JJ really just popping out that jab, and you see what happens. He's not defending his face here. That was something that he needed to do. I don't know if he did it, but, we'll see if he did it. Yeah, this fight was really fought at a great pace. You might hear me almost talking to the commentators. I'm just trying to understand what they say, but be quiet, but talk to and make good content. Big overhands. See, these two were really exchanging in that clinch, and, several punches thrown going out of the clinch, but it was so reckless. Jack Reese didn't really give a warning. A big Cal, big Cal Freezy, Rodashaw, just cheering on their boy. Mini Minter Simon just chilling there. Josh. man, I'm a big fan of this side, man. You got Toby by him and their girlfriends. It's just crazy to see the reactions of them. We see Stitch just kind of helping get JJ in a better state of mind. You know, if I was Fidel right now, I'd just be telling him, keep popping out that jab and defend yourself when you're throwing that right. I'm assuming Fidel really understands that, you know, JJ's got a right hand that he loves to pop out and throw, but it's pretty reckless, so I'd just be giving them the advice to, you know, chill with it. I'm gonna mute this while we go in between rounds. You know, we just see Shannon, bro. I don't understand the advice that Shannon was giving him, but yeah, you see that just very reckless right hook. This was a sloppy first round, if I'm honest. I'm a fan of both these guys, but it was a sloppy first round, and you know, compared to higher quality boxing. But you know, Logan Paul did look better, but he still looked quite sloppy in the overall scheme of things. But still, I mean, there's a lot of pressure that comes with this fight of this scale, especially in your hometown. That overhand right that JJ throws, it's a good punch, and you'll hear me continue to talk about it in reality. But it's so reckless, and that left hook, that's just, it's not even a check left hook, it's just insane. It's a very interesting haymaker of a punch, both those right and lefts. But you know, JJ, yeah, I agree with the announcers here, or the commentators here. They're saying, you know, he put out a lot of energy in that first round, and to be fair, he did. You saw JJ was looking slow on those jabs, and I've seen this fight, so I'm trying to make it seem like I haven't, but obviously I have. The day of it, I was watching it, but yeah, that right just from JJ is just nasty, and he's really looking to connect it. This whole fight, in reality, he was really looking to connect it, and those big lefts from JJ, he's looking to. He's throwing combinations, to be fair to him, but though my critique of these combinations are they're quite sloppy. And you know, Logan's popping out that jab, but you know, it's not gonna do too much. I mean, in reality, Logan has that reach advantage, so he should be using that, and you're seeing him at least try to use it, mixing up body, head, and a meme after this fight was Logan did not use his right, like, at all. He worked that jab, to be fair to him, and he worked the jab. Big punches from JJ. JJ's throwing heavy punches, and now he's the one initiating punches in the clinch, and vice versa from what Logan Paul was doing earlier on in this fight. And oh man, the exchanges, bro. It's sloppy, but the exchanges, it's like a schoolyard fight, bro. But it's a schoolyard fight, but it's a schoolyard fight, but the kids have been training for a while, bro. Man, they had great stamina in this fight. Big overhands, and they go back in that clinch. And reality in these clinches, I'm assuming Logan was just really leaning up on KSI, because in reality, if you're gonna use that clinch, you don't want to show to your opponent that you're tired, but it's a good strategy to lean on them. Obviously, you're not supposed to do that, and you'll get warnings from the referee, obviously. But you know, it's a thing we see a lot of boxers do, and I think Logan was just doing that to almost get a rest. And oh my, these punches are crazy. These punches are crazy. Yeah, JJ's got heart, bro. JJ has a ridiculous amount of heart. And he needs to compose himself. He needed to compose himself here. If I were him, I would have taken a step back, and instead of engaging right here, I would have taken my time at the end of this second round. You know, I love to end off a round heavy, sway those judges' opinions, but you know, we see Justin Bieber right here. Yo, subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, man, we see. Yeah, man, Logan was popping out that jab, and I definitely agree with the announcer for that round to Logan. Like, as you see, JJ just fell into that, and you see Logan, really good head movement there, popping out that jab, and he was using that jab good. JJ landed on a couple big punches, but as I said, man, these exchanges are so sloppy, and these rounds are very close. Obviously, I'm a fan of JJ and Logan, and I respect them immensely to get into the ring. It's just, you know, compared to what I would be watching on a normal day in boxing, you know, it's quite sloppy. But, you know, big, mad respect to them. Logan was definitely the better fighter technically in this fight. And I think that's something we heard a lot anyways. But still, and we see JJ just hop up, you know, that man has ridiculous cardio. I swear, man, the things I've heard about him, he's got good cardio. And so far, this fight has been quite close. you know, Logan's worked that jab a good amount, but he has not worked that right hand at all. That good left hook, putting it out there. It was a good left hook to put out there, you know. And then now we're gonna see. Just my only critique about this fight would have been they didn't feel each other out as they should have. Obviously, these two guys, they didn't love each other. They did not love each other. You know, they were eager to get in there and punch each other in the face. And JJ looks over to Fidel. That is that move was ridiculous. Like, I think I've heard KSI talk about it. If you're Logan there, you're punching, you're doing as much damage as you can. If he's not looking at you, if he's not giving you his full attention, make him give you his full attention. Like, I mean, it might have been seen as at least to me, it would have been seen as a sign of disrespect to myself and my skills. Jack Reese, did it kill you? Relax. I love Jack Reese, bro. He made some interesting calls in this fight. Nice job slipping that punch from Logan. It might have landed a little bit, but he got out of the way of the wrath of that punch. Oh, big punches from JJ, and that's a knockdown. That's a knockdown. That was a knockdown. Jack Reese is on crack if he's not going to say that's a knockdown. Logan knew it was a knockdown. He acted like it was a knockdown the way he grabbed his gloves, and JJ smelt blood here. He smelt blood. Logan knows it. Logan knows he's hurt. He's rocked. He's going to need to, you know, get in that clinch and either get distance, or if JJ gets in that range where JJ's been feeling comfortable and just throwing haymakers, he's going to need to clinch up. And, you know, you see him go to the clinch, and JJ's like, okay, I'm going to be stuck in this clinch. I'm going to work the body at least. And see him punching off that clinch. It wasn't definitely like a correct clinch, so I think that's why we didn't see a warning from Jack Reese, as well as the fact that Jack Reese cut them some slack. But yeah, man, they're treating this like an insane fight in reality, like putting everything on the line. These two are real men. You see Logan Paul putting his hands down. So far, I'd have this round. If I was scoring this fight, I'd have this as a 10-9 round. I would have it a 10-8 round for JJ, but due to Jack Reese not calling it for him, at least so far, obviously. Good punches exiting that clinch. You know, we didn't see any calls from exiting that clinch in this fight. I don't think that's something Jack Reese has enforced traditionally, and I think it's something that you don't see a lot of referees enforcing. But you know, at least on the world championship fights. And then Logan Paul slips, but that was a definite slip. That one was a definite slip. You see his foot slip a little, go out of the ring. And yeah, that's a round for JJ, 110%. I don't think that can be contested, but it'd probably be a 10-9 round. And if you're wondering who I scored this fight for at the end, well, I guess you'll have to find out. But you know, that was a good round for JJ. He put and if anything, he didn't get that knockdown scored, but a big right obviously lands to more of the back of the head, but that's very obviously a knockdown. You can't. And then you see Logan's wrestling roots coming out, grabbing at JJ's legs, and JJ's just kind of like, fam, what are you doing, mate? But yeah, that was a 100% a knockdown. I think Jack Reese really missed that call, but you know, there was a knockdown, whatever. Logan got points taken away later on in the fight. Hate to spoil it, but I think that was the most controversial thing from this fight. Anyways, we see these two get back in the ring, and wow, I think this was a pretty big round for Logan, but at the same time, a big round for KSI from that penalty. And already Logan Paul comes out aggressive. He knows he's trying to at least mask how he's hurt, so he's trying to mask that and come out, act like the tough guy, and assert his dominance here. Act like a wolf and just piss all over the canvas. And we see Shannon Briggs talking. That big right, like, Logan knows that right does damage. How unorthodox and crazy and, I guess, counterproductive, you might call it. How counterproductive that shot is. He knows it's still dangerous, and credit to Logan, he was getting out of the way of that shot. He was doing a good job. You know, you saw when it landed, it was more towards the back of the head, but obviously that's not going to be a penalty. Logan moved into it. He ducked, and, the fist was already moving in that direction, so. If I was the referee, I wouldn't have done anything about that, no matter if they're amateurs or not, which I think Jack Reese should have not have cut them as much slack. Obviously, pro debuts, and you see referees cutting some slack in pro debuts, but still, it's going to be a harsh learning curve from the amateurs, but Yeah, you're hearing the commentators talk about Logan's stance, keeping his hands low, and that drunken boxer stance, great head movement. You see Justin Bieber in the background cheering on his boy Logan Paul. That was perfect head movement so far in this fight from Logan Paul. And you know, now JJ really missing that punch by a long shot, and it takes a lot out of you to miss punches rather than land those punches. It takes a lot more out of you when you miss those and land them. And you see that happening to JJ. He's got crazy endurance. He's got professional level endurance. At the end of the day, I think he's got a great tank on the guy. Great tank, and I got faith in him when he fights Jake next. But big punches coming out from JJ. Big punches. It's Logan Paul cornering, going into the corner of the ring. He easily does not get cut off. Yeah, the footwork in this fight, and then the big knockdown, the big uppercut. JJ stumbles to his corner. He got punched in the back of the head while he was down, and that was 100% illegal. Man, Jack Reese telling him, take a deep breath. Yeah, so that 5-minute clock, it is a thing that does happen in boxing, so. Big punch and then boom. You know, that I guess UFC type spirit. You know, we see Jake with that wimpy belt. And yeah, Jack Reese talking about, you know, yeah, so it didn't get counted as a knockdown. And in reality, if anything, this helped Logan seeing JJ hurt. But, you know, we see JJ just kind of trying to calm himself down. He obviously is not allowed to talk to his corner in this situation, but, you know, they're going to typically give him advice, at least try to. Yeah, we'll see that. We see that 5-minute rule implemented. And just JJ is an absolute warrior. He stood there. All right, I'm going to take my time. And then controversial. 2 points. That's insane. You see our boy Justin Bieber in the back like, yo. Man. 2 points. That's, yeah. But in reality, I think Jack Reese his reasoning behind this was to even out that knockdown. I think he realized that knockdown was a knockdown. Earlier that KSI should have scored. He would have scored on my scorecards, or if I was the referee, I would have scored that for him. And then, you know, we're going to really just, KSI needs to survive here. If I'm KSI, I'm going to try and not get cut off into a corner, but just keep my distance and just take the least amount of damage as possible. If it means I lose this round, it's okay because I got 2 more. And, you know, Logan Paul did not. If I was Logan Paul here, I would be attacking hard. You got to give it a lot, especially when you have a little bit of time left in that round. Put in the work, man. Like, if I were Logan, I'd be trying my best with footwork to cut JJ off in that corner, like right here, attack. But JJ did a great job of getting out of that, then dodges that jab. We see JJ just go straight to the corner, ready to sit down, take a deep breath, try and calm down, just really try and relax, you know, putting that ice on the head. Yeah, taking 1 point would have been reasonable as well. Considering it's an amateur fight, I mean, not an amateur fight, but a pro debut for both of them. And, well, I hate to say it, but the circumstances did call for a little bit different refereeing. Obviously, it was a professionally sanctioned bout, but you'll see stuff like that in, like, these YouTuber fights. You're going to see the refereeing isn't gonna be as good as it probably should be, and I think Jack Reese knew that, and he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna try and like calm down with these guys. But boom, this is an iconic clip right here. Then Logan just holds it down. Boom, JJ's like, oh, my head. This just shows what an absolute legend and warrior of a nightmare Olajide Olatunji, Olajide William Olatunji is, bro. I love KSI, bro. I love him. Man, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. provides great entertainment. I'm sorry for sucking him off here, but every time I watch this fight, it's nostalgic, bro. It was only a year ago, but you can hear it in my voice, bro. It was nostalgic. And now we're gonna see that just daunting right hand from JJ, looking for a spot to land, but it's really not gonna. Nice left hook from JJ. You really didn't see a lot of anything besides jabs out of that left hand from JJ. The story of this fight was really Logan Paul using his jab, and then when he gets close, getting in the clinch, throwing punches to the kidneys, body, or liver, whatever you want to say, just throwing punches to the body in the clinch, and just overall using his violence and physical size. We see that nice. Logan Paul did a great job popping out that jab. He just did not use that left. And we're thinking here at least. They're thinking, we'll see Logan just start to dominate here. But in reality, I think both these guys definitely got concussions after this fight, and were definitely rocked. If not concussions, rocked. Obviously, that can have a big effect in a boxing match. I'm not trying to be a little Karen here whining about safety or whatever in boxing, but you got to be careful about those things, and at least got to be conscious. And you see JJ covering up. He did a great job. Like, JJ, I think JJ, that just shows the warrior in KSI, whether he has great boxing combinations and whether he has great technical great boxing. So I'm trying to say. We're going to see just an absolute warrior. He covers up. He's like, nah, I'm not taking those punches. I'm not going to take that damage. Gets out of it. And that big right hook just comes across. It was actually a right hook finally, instead of that just haymaker of a right. So it's a nasty punch, to be fair to him. It's not a traditional punch, but it's going to do damage against a more experienced boxer. It would do nothing, quite frankly. If we saw Logan really using being smart. Obviously, you can't learn to box in like a year. It helps to have a year over just a couple months, but that we see Logan just kind of really trying to track down JJ. And if you're Logan right now, you're going to be really thinking, okay, I got 20 seconds left in this round. At least this is what I would be thinking. I'm going to try and back him into a corner, and if he goes for the clinch, I'm going to need to get out of it. But you see both these guys, which you didn't see JJ initiate the clinch as much in this match, but we definitely did see him do it once or twice. And they use the clinch, they will use the clinch to their advantage, definitely just to get out of danger. Sometimes you'll see fighters use it because they're tired. Sometimes you'll see fighters use it to Bruce Buffer was there. That's kind of crazy. And yeah, man, we're going to just try and put out a ton of content. Oh, God. The weed's legal in California. So, yeah, if you're Shannon Briggs right now, you're telling Logan, hey, it's a closing round. You got to give it everything you got. This is a close fight. I don't know who won this. I mean, if you're Shannon, you'll see most coaches gassing the guy up. You won it, but we don't know 100%. Like, if you're gonna be an honest coach, say, I don't know if you're winning. You gotta kill him here. And obviously in that last round, we saw KSI cover up, and he took damage covering up. It didn't do too much, but it goes to show he's tough, bro. Both these guys are tough. Like, obviously hardcore boxing fans didn't give them as much credit as they probably deserved. They're tough dudes. They got heart, and they love to do what they do. Final round, man, I was going nuts, bro. I was going nuts. Oh my gosh. If you're KSI or Logan, and KSI looking back to Fidel in his corner, or whoever's in his corner, Leon, Stitch, all those guys, talking to him. I don't think Jeff Mayweather was in his corner. I don't think Jeff was able to. JJ, I'm fine, mate. Let me go, mate. Let me go. I have a terrible English accent, by the way. And that nice. JJ does a great job of popping out that jab here in this round, at least. The story of this fight, at least from my perspective, was Logan is good. Finally, we saw a big body shot connect. I think that might have been the first big body shot that you heard and saw connect. Big. JJ's chasing him around the ring now, and they're throwing heavy strikes here. Or heavy punches, sorry. If you're new to this channel, we're going to cover boxing and MMA. MMA might be my main priority, but you never know. We will see, and I love boxing as well, so we're definitely going to do everything combat sports, but MMA will be the main priority, but I love doing these commentaries, and yeah, I figured it would be a fun little video to get out, because I haven't uploaded in a while, and, you know, they're just getting distance here. They're just getting distance. It's going to depend if they can. Big right from JJ. I've been trying to say this, I think I've gotten sidetracked. The story of this fight so far has been JJ using that big overhand right and, you know, somewhat another big body shot. If JJ had used that throughout the fight in a better way, he would have won this fight, whether it was gassing Logan out severely. And, you know, we see Logan looks pretty good here. He doesn't look too tired. I mean, obviously he looks somewhat tired, as you would after a 6-round absolute war. But, you know, we see Logan, you know, running around that ring, whether it's usually is going to seem a lot better than it's just exchanging. It takes a lot out of you. Running across that, like, 20 feet, it's going to take a lot out of you. And big punches and, you know, back in that clinch. And in reality, JJ wasn't necessarily ducking his head in that clinch. He was more likely just getting forced down by Logan's massive arms, I guess. But, you know, we saw, and, you know, it's interesting to see after, and, you know, the final 15, the final 10. Clap, clap, baby. There you go. And they know. We got to give him a show for these last couple seconds. I'm going to kill you, man. And then that nice check hook from Logan. We really only saw lefts. And then JJ puts the hands up. He thinks he won. And Logan looks tired. He did not look that bad. And yeah, boxing won. At the end of the day, gained a lot of fans. And I was not as hardcore. I was not a very hardcore boxing fan at the time of this. I was quite a casual fan. The first KSI Joe Weller fight actually got me into boxing. So you know, you can tell I got a bias towards JJ, and I figured, I guess we'll just fast forward to the result, and it could have very well been a draw. You hear them talking about it. I guess we'll go back to this part. This was a crazy part. I mean, I already know, and they put an ad here. Great marketing to Zone, if I'm honest, but you know, interesting. It's annoying, but great marketing or whatever. Great way to get money.
57-54. He scores it for KSI.
Man, this was crazy. 55
to the winner by split decision from the United Kingdom.
You saw. You know, bro. You know you saw. You know you saw that glimmer of hope in Logan's eyes. You saw a glimmer of hope when he said United. I don't know why I don't know why they had to do that, bro. Split decision dub for JJ. You can see how much it means to him. Just hugging his boy, Fidel Riley. UK prospect, Fidel Riley. Fighting November 28th, I believe. Yeah, November 28th on that Roy Jones, Mike Tyson undercard. Same with Jake Paul will be fighting on that card. And I should actually be putting out a breakdown for the Roy Jones Jr. Mike Tyson fight. Man, JJ, he took the dub. He took the dub, bro. This was a crazy moment. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed this video. At the end of the day, bro, respect to both these guys for even getting in the ring. You know, so we see Shannon and Fidel talking it out. They're like, you know, man, like, we gotta have respect. Both these guys are legitimate boxers, and I'm not trying to take away from JJ and Logan, but they've done it for their whole lives. At least Fidel has, I know for a fact. I'm not the biggest fan of Shannon, the Cannon Briggs, so I don't know too much about his old backstory. But obviously, heavyweight champion of the world. He knows how to show some respect. And yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more analysis type videos or / breakdown videos in the future, because I actually would love to do it. I had a ton of fun doing this commentary, and if you would want to see a better edited, more in-depth look instead of a commentary type thing and more of a highlight video with my commentary at the highlights, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed the video.